Okay, we're recording. So Jill, we were kind of talking about connections and adding followers.
I'll turn the lights on. Sorry.
You're okay.
It took even longer because my son, it's storming and my son is scared of the storm. So.
That's okay. I know it's such a hard time, and especially like it's probably harder for me to get on earlier and because of the kids being so busy, you know what I mean? So it's easier for me to get on later, but yet it's probably, I don't know if it would be easier for you guys to get on earlier because you know what I mean? You're working with the kids. I don't know. It's just so hard. It's so hard. So, I know. Sorry. Kids, right? So we're talking about adding followers and connections. And if you get a chance, listen to National Wake Up Call because she was amazing. She's a 1-star diamond coach, and she talks about how she pushes for her goals to more than just be like SC6 or SC10. Like she's pushing for like SC20, SC30, so that SC10 is easy, right? Because she's pushing for higher. And I was telling Sheena, I push for SC10. I mean, I'll be honest. Sometimes I'll be like, if I can just hit SC10, I'll be happy. Well, that's not going to get me to my goals, right? I want to hit SC10 for me, SC6 for my mom, SC6 for Jeff. That's my goal. I write it down every month. But in my mind, I'm like, I can just hit SC10. Well, if I'm just trying to hit bare minimum, it's going to be really hard to hit that. So this month, I've been like, I am going to invite 10 to 15 people 5 to 6 days a week, solid, every day. I'm going to do it. And so sometimes Saturdays have been like super hard for me, so I will do it on a Sunday. Or if I know that the weekend's going to be really tough, I'll add in 3 to 5 more on another day. Especially like if I have like on this 21-day ultimate weight loss challenge, I feel like those have been super simple to invite to. And really, everything's super simple. I just have to write the script because I don't know, I feel like I'm in this new mindset of this gift, right? So you want to think about what those are that you want to invite to. And like I said to Sheena, use your Power Pocket. So she's been rocking Power Pockets and has her script and then sets a timer. And I've been doing this too. I set a timer for 10 minutes and I say, I'm going to invite as many people as I possibly can in 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20, depending on what kind of time you have. Sometimes it's for 5. And I'll know. Another helpful tip is if you know that your week is super crazy busy, write down who you want to invite to the night before for the next day. So then you take your list, and while you're sitting there eating lunch, if you've already got your script made, it's an easy copy paste, and all you're doing is changing the person's name. Boom, 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 boom. 15 people done, right? So in the National Wake Up Call, I'm going to up my numbers, which I got to up my game. But, you know, depending on what your guys' goals are, it's easy to do 10 to 15 when you get into a group. Super simple. It's just a matter of believing in what you're saying, right?
Okay, can I ask, like, once you got to Success Club 10, how often do you get Success Club points from people added that you like didn't invite? Because after you get to 10, don't the Success Club, don't you get something for that? Like it's a different rank or something?
No. Okay, so there's 2 things with Success Club that you want to think about, okay? There's actually a lot of rewards for hitting Success Club when you hit it consistently. One is when you go to Summit, you're going to see people that have like little, you get a lanyard. I'm going to show you.
With like ribbons on the bottom?
Yeah. So like, this is my last year's ribbon. So I was a diamond coach, I was a 365er, and then Micah had these made. But there's ones like this that will say like SC5 Legend, SC5 All-Star, SC10 Legend, SC10 All-Star. And what that means is you've hit it for 12 months in a row, either SC5 or SC10, okay? And I know that doesn't seem like much. it gets you early access to register for your Success Club trip. It gets you early access to register for Summit. You get recognition because you are consistent in your business. And when you're consistent in your business, you're going to rank advance. When you hit SC5 every month, you get free leads. So for anybody that is interested in BOD or just in the trial or anything like that, they get assigned to you. Okay.
Right.
If you hit SC10, you get Shakeology leads. Those are huge.
Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are really big. You want to get those leads. So there's lots that you can do when you hit it consistently. And the more consistent you are, the quicker your business is going to grow. It's just going to happen. So I can't sit here and say I'm going to send out 5 invites and expect to hit 5-star come the end of the year. It's not going to happen. So I have to up my game, and I have to be more focused and intentional about what I'm doing. So
I have a question. Once you have your list written down, is the easiest way to just go to like the search or like the magnifying glass at the bottom and type in their name? Is that the easiest way to like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure I'm doing the easy way.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. You want to go fast. And chances are, okay, so like sometimes on my story watchers, if I just am going to invite from there. So oftentimes, like what I would do now is if you guys posted every day, you need to post about something in your journey, right? So you're posting your workouts, right? Use your stories. Your stories are huge. But every once in a while, like I might put a call to action, like, are you interested? Like you did one today, Sheena, right? Those are always crickets. Nobody ever wants to join those. But if you do like, if you show your dinner and you're like, is portion control a problem? Or like, who has a sweet tooth? Who's craving nighttime, snacks? Who needs an afternoon coffee? Those types of things, you can start conversations with people. Then in like 2 days, when you post your workout, I'll pull up that story, and it could just be me random. It's just in the middle of my second story of my workout. And I'll go down all my story watchers and I'll say, hey, Sheena, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm doing a 21-day weight loss group. We kick off on Monday. Would you be open to hearing more info? Send. And when you do it in your story watchers, there's that little airplane. You click that airplane and then up comes a box. And it's right underneath that person. Copy, paste. I just scroll up, change their name. Send. Next story watcher. Copy, paste, change name, send. Next story watcher. Copy, paste, send. Boom, boom, boom. That is one of the quickest ways to get your invite out. Does that make sense? So I do that probably, I've done that. Now you do have to watch, because if you, like now I've done it now 3 times. So I do have to keep in mind, like, am I seeing the same people? You know what I mean? You'll start to watch your story watchers. You'll know who's watching your stuff. So if you're like, oh, I've never seen that name before, send it, right? Then it could be, if they responded back, it could be a follow-up. And if they haven't said anything and you just did it like last week, then I just move on to the next person. So sometimes I do have to go into the person, like if I've done it like the second or third time, I might have to go into the person's name, click it, go into the messages and see if I did it. But what's awesome is it comes up when they receive it, it comes up with your picture doing whatever, right, your workout, and then the invite below. And a lot of times I would get like, no, what is that? Or,
so
yeah, kind of.
So you send them your story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah. It's awesome. And I love, there's 2 sentences that I have grown to love. Would you be open to hearing more about it? ? Or I'd love to extend you the invite. And that opens the door, right? So I would say 7 out of 10 times they're responding back. Those I have found to be the easiest way to close an invite out. And
Don't, baby.
oh,
Sorry.
you're okay. I think that those are, if you make it, it does not have to be very wordy. I'm starting a new blah, 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 blah. We kick off on Monday. Would you be open to hearing more about it? Thanks. Or, it could even be like, hey, Sheena, thanks for watching my stories. I really appreciate the love. I'm starting a new virtual boot camp group starting on Monday. Would you be open to hearing more about it? Super simple, super easy. Bam, done. And just tweak it to your voice, right?
You stay here, Mama's gonna run up and get it, okay?
So I think that those are always a great way to do it. But the followers, we were kind of going off of that. I think that if you're consistent with your tracker every day, hit those boxes. And some of them you're going to hit automatically, super simple. You're going to drink your Shaco. You're going to get your workout in. Those are done. Half of your stories you've already done. You'll do daily life because you guys put in with your kiddos, right? You put in your workout clips. You put in your product, whether it's your Shakeology or your Energize. Make sure you show a picture of your food. People love to see what we eat. And sometimes, and Micah does this too, I'm a creature of habit, but I'll keep showing you guys my food. Everyone wants to know what I'm making. I've done this again. So I'll do it like banana and peanut butter, my apple and peanut butter. I'll even sometimes do we do super simple dinners a lot when we don't have time to meal plan. So like yesterday after Easter, I'm trying to get some work done and get posts up. And I said to Jeff, hey, can you order the groceries through Instacart? And he's like, sure. Did you make a meal plan? I'm like, no, it's super simple this week. Get a meat, get some rice, get some, fresh veggies, and call it a day. We may have brown rice the kids might have brown rice 3 times this week. They love brown rice, they'll be fine. But that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people need to know that. I think sometimes people are like, oh, I got to really do all this crazy meal. No, you don't. It's super simple. And then your invitations or your promotions or your call to action, I do them lots of different ways. So I'll either voice it after a workout. I might do it at night, like, oh my gosh, did you guys hear? Or there's 2 more days left, guys, check it out. Or sometimes I'll do something fancy if I have extra time. So then responding to all new likes and comments and views, that's super simple. And then we talked about inviting. Make sure you're inviting to the business too.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah. And so Ashley McClellan talks about this a lot, and I'm working on this. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to always figure out how to do it. Bring coaching into your story life every day.
Yeah.
How it's blessed you, how it's changed your life, how it's affected your family. Maybe it's, we don't have to sit there and say because it's not happening. We're able to buy this new house because of this, or I was able to pay off my car. You know what I mean? We don't have those stories. But were you able to enroll the kids in another after school program? Did you once upon a time kind of dread filling your tank with gas because you're really running low, right? Did you kind of have to budget or clip coupons for groceries? Did you have to budget when you're going to buy clothes or, that type of stuff? All those different things make a difference financially, right? Or how you could even say if you ended up for me, my coaching business covers my mortgage, right? And it's all because I'm working on getting healthy and fit. And I decided to run this little business from a desk in my house. That's huge, right? If someone would have told me you can do that, I would have been to cover my mortgage. That would help me huge. That's huge, right? So those are the types of things you want to put in there. Or, the stories about how you can run around with your kids in the backyard. That's huge, So really making sure you have that list of all the things that coaching has brought you. I go to that list all the time. So when I do my coaching breadcrumbs, I'll post that in there. And the other thing too is your picture does not have to match your words. Or, and so if you look at Micah's post today, she posted a picture of her and JD after they worked out. But her post was, how she's been trying to live the last, I don't know, 5 days without him because he's been traveling, and how hard it was and how grateful she was to have him. Mm-hmm. So it was nothing about them working out, but it was just being them together, right? And so you can even talk about, like, I started talking about a lot how it's helped my marriage. Like, it's really helped my marriage, you guys. It's huge. And so those are the types of things when they can feel it and they can hear you, you know. And the other day I put on there, it helps me be on my best A game for my kids. Those are the moms you want to reach out to. So really think about who is the mom. Like, I literally have a girl in my mind. Like, when I'm writing a post, I picture her in front of me at a coffee shop talking to her, right? And so in my mind, she's another brunette. She is around my age. She's got 3 kids. Her name is Jen. And she cannot pull it together. Her life's in shambles. She's trying to make ends meet. She's tired all the time, living on caffeine. Hello, it was me. Unhappy, not knowing how to make it work. Saying every excuse there was that I can't work out. I'm too tired. I have no energy. There's no time, right? Those are the types of things you want to speak out in your posts. That's going to bring people back to you. But you have to talk about coaching every single day in some way, shape, or form. In your stories, like, you know, that's going to be how people come to you, and that's how you're going to build your team. We do have to do spelling. I'm almost done. Okay? Okay, sounds good, babe. Hey, brush your teeth too. Okay.
How many people do you watch your stories?
I'm up to like 220.
How long did it take you to get that many people to watch your stories?
When I started it's a good question. When I started focusing on my stories, yeah. So I'll tell you, it has upped probably in the last few months when I focused on expanding. Expanding's huge. So I was talking to Sheena earlier. I literally set my alarm on my phone for 5 minutes or 10-minute increments. I go into my inspo accounts and I follow people. Like, boom, 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 boom. I look at their picture and I'll be like, you look super cute. We could be best friends. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm looking for pictures of like girls that I'm like, ooh, you look like someone I could go have a cup of coffee with, that I could go hang out with at a concert. Not like graphics, not like, you know, the cat. I'm looking for people that like look like they would be my friend. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'll spend 5 minutes to 10 minutes there. Then I go and I connect with people watching my stories. And I'll connect with people in there. So I'll really, especially if people who are watching my stories, if they have a story, I watch their story. And then the other thing I do with stories is utilize every option you have in your story graphic. So I'll use graphics, I use polls, I use questions, I'll put the temperature, I'll put the time. The other trick you can do is put on locations. So you don't have to put in the location that you're at, but maybe put in Florida, just put in Florida, put in New York, put in Arizona, put in Canada, and then shrink it and hide it in a corner, pull it off your screen. So anybody that searches that location, that's going to pull up. The other thing I do too is I'll do 5 to 6 generic hashtags on one of my stories every day. So it'll be like hashtag mom, hashtag coffee, hashtag summer, hashtag beach. Like the ones that they tell you not to put on your story, on your posts, I put those on and then I shrink them and I put them off to the corner. So now, yeah, and that will cause more people to go to your stories. So it might be Starbucks, Target, books, I mean, teenagers, I mean, anything that's like 3 million, you know what I'm saying? And those people, the more you use Instagrams and Facebook's stuff, the more they're like, ooh, she likes to use our stuff. They're going to push you and they're going to promote you more to those people. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times, sometimes I'll even go through and I'll be like, hey, girlfriend, thanks so much for watching my stories. I really appreciate the love. I like to always make fun stories. What would you like to see more of? Recipes, mom life, positivity, quotes, and then I'll put a question mark. And some people are like, I just get motivated by watching you work out. Some people are like, I love to see what you eat. Some are, and that when you engage with people on your stories, the more they're pushed towards the front. And you have to add. So that's why when it says on here, you're adding 6 stories, I add like 10. Every time you put a new story up, it pops you back up new.
To the front.
Yeah. So it's all those little tricks. And then I know it's a pain to save your story and put it on Facebook, but I do that now. And now I'm getting like 30 to 35 people watching my Facebook stories, which is crazy.
How do you, I mean, I quit doing Facebook because I left that one to family, personal stuff, which I know
that's totally cool.
basically don't use, but that's fine. How do you even find where to see your Facebook story watchers? Because I never found it.
It is. So at the very top here, I don't know if you can see it, where your story is. I just click it. And then at the very bottom, there's like a number. And then all the people this is terrible lighting, but all the people that you have watched your stories are all right here. And then if they respond to it, it'll come up in your messenger thread.
Yeah, a lot of times it'll just show me you have these people saw your stories.
Yep. And then I just invite through Messenger.
Okay.
So Power Pockets are huge. Power Pockets are so big. And just
okay, I'm sorry, how much time do you use? You said 5 to 10 minutes to add followers, to follow people. And then what did you do after that?
Okay, so your very first box under connect, invite, and follow up is 20 minutes. So I can get 100 added to my, you asked me, Jill, what do you mean by?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I do.
How did you get, because I have been doing that, and then like my number does not move. It'll go up like 6, and then it'll be down, back down 6. The next day I'm like, I don't understand what I'm following way more than what I am getting to follow me back now.
It could be that you need to dig into your avatar a little bit more. And then based on who your avatar is or whatever inspo account you're following, you need to post stuff like that a lot. So you know where I get a lot of my inspo account from, or my biggest inspo accounts, is Target. Target moms. There's like a Target clearance. There's a couple Target ones that I follow. I add stuff about Target in my stories a lot.
I found a post and I thought it was hilarious, but I never did use it. It was like, just so you know, I haven't been to Target yet this year, because I have not been to Target yet this year.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how much money I would have if I did not go to Target? But yeah, so finding the right inspo account of the women or the people or the groups that you follow is huge. So I could follow a Golden Doodle group, but I don't post Cooper enough, right? And so that's not going to do me a lot of good, because if they go to my page and they're not seeing any Golden Doodles, they're like, you're not my thing. But there's a couple sarcastic mom groups that I follow, and they can see some of my posts up there about teenagers, about, they can see Maddie, they can see, and it's the same way with dance. So whatever it is you follow, you want to make sure you're putting some of those posts up there. So then what I do is I go to the followers of that group, and then I will literally just click on the followers and they all list up. And then I'll just, like I said, you look for the cute person that you're like, ooh, we could have coffee with. You're going to be my new bestie. Follow, 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 follow. And I literally will not stop until I hit 100. And now I can hit, this morning I did 5 minutes before I went to work out and I was at 55. And then I did 5 minutes while my lunch was heating up, and then I kind of let it cool and I got to 106. And
I have a
so,
question.
yeah.
When do you, if ever, go back and do a 5-3-1 and put them in a collection?
Okay, so we used to do 5-3-1s all the time, and I think that's what took us so long with expanding, because you would follow, you'd like 5, then you'd comment on 3, and it just took forever. So then what I do is, after I do the expansion, because I only do that for 10 minutes, I think I spend 30 to 40 minutes in that first box of expansion. And here's what I do. So I expand to 100. Every day I add 100 people to my list, to my followers. Whether they follow me back or not, I'm adding 100, okay? If you only add 5 to 10, it's going to take you forever because they're not all going to follow you back, right? So I do that for 10 minutes. Then what I do is I'll go through and I'll connect with my people in my stories. I'll do that for 10 minutes, okay? Then sometimes I'll go to my main top line in my stories and I'll connect with them for 10 minutes. Like, I don't do anything else. I just go through. And if you're following coaches, skip them. If you're following family, skip them. Like, go to the people.
Because ultimately that's who, the people who are watching you, the people who are liking and commenting, you need to focus on them first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. And then I'll go through my feed. Now, say you're like, okay, this girl, I think she could be. Now, Micah's even changed her her collections. So she has, let me make sure I tell you this right, because I have to change mine. I know. I liked it, and I just got to change it, because I think I've got too many. I've got like, January, February, March. I mean, it just gets to be too many. So I just have to go through and spend some time on this. Okay. She has current month challengers, current month coaches, follow-up challengers, follow-up coaches. So anyone that you think I can invite to a current challenger group, you put them in there. If you think they could be a coach, you put them in your coach. If they responded, yes, I'm interested in your challenge group, follow-up challenger. If you say, yes, I'm interested in getting more information on coaching, follow-up coaching, okay? So now you've expanded for 10 minutes. I connect on my stories for 10 minutes. I connected on my story watchers for 10 minutes. So that has taken me to 30 minutes. And then my last 40 minutes is going through my collections. And I take one collection a day, okay? So when I go to that collection, there is one second, let me show you. Let's see if I can show you. Hold on, Coop. Okay, so let's go into, when you go into your, you click on the first person, and they kind of come up like all in a row. You can see them. So it's easy to scroll through. But if you keep up with them, those are going to be your collections. So it's easy to just like click on that name, go in and like their last recent posts. It could be 2, could be 3. But if you're doing one collection a day, you can whip through them super fast. And if you don't have 40 minutes to spend on this process, this is where your bread and butter is. Seriously, you guys, this is what's going to make the difference. So when it comes to inviting, it's so much simpler. And you don't have to figure out like, why, where am I cold inviting to? Who am I going to invite to? Where am I going to get my people? Because you're expanding and you're connecting. And when you do that, your invites come so much simpler. Right? Like, you don't have to feel like I have to do these cold invites. I'm not really, I haven't really talked to them much. I don't really know if they're even interested. Because some people you can connect with and you're like right away, they're like, oh, what are you doing? And sometimes you're like, I can't get any. Don't waste your time on people that end up, you're trying to search for something that you're talking about their cat. Like, move on. I don't have time to talk to you about your cat. If that's where we've gotten, we are not getting anywhere further. You know, it's like, I'm moving on. Good luck with you and your cat. And I still stay friends with them because they still sometimes come around. But you know what I mean? If they don't know by this point, I don't know. I don't have time to talk about people. I wouldn't do that at a coffee shop either. Right? I don't know. That's with me. I don't have time. So those are kind of that's where I spend I think that is the key. That is where you want to work on really making a difference.
Okay, so you had said at one point that the people you're following, the amount of followers that you have,
mm-hmm.
the number of people that you are following should be about the same.
No. Your following should be way more than the number number that are following you.
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that.
The number of people following you should be way higher than the people you're following.
On Instagram in general, can't you only follow like 2,500 people? Is that right? Or did I make that up?
No, you can follow more than that. Like, I think I'm at like 90. I think today I was like at 9,300 following me and I'm following about 5,400. You can change yours in STEM.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I think I have it because I'm trying to get my followers up because right now I have 671 and I'm following about 1,900. So
yeah, the people I'm following is way higher than the number of followers.
Yeah, but I mean, starting out because I didn't have Instagram until a year ago, and then until I got Sim Social, I was like going nowhere fast.
So, yes, Jill, you could not be growing in Instagram because you're following way more than following you. That throws your engagement ratio way off. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I don't know. She had to step away or whatever, but that makes a huge difference. So keep that into your ratio, Sheena. And there's a STEM Instagram training that Micah did, and she talks about that, and she gives good rules to follow. I'll have to see if I can find that.
Okay. Out of all, I think I've searched on her YouTube or whatever before, like Micah's Instagram training, and it was more about it was more about Instagram stuff than like Sim Social maybe. Maybe I didn't search for the right thing, but it was more about like how to expand, how to put it into a collection, that sort of thing, or how to,
mm-hmm.
do those things quickly, but not necessarily about Sim Social and what settings to put on it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. But it's like, I think it's like in one of her trainings, but it's like buried where she'll kind of be like, this is what I did. And it's kind of like, the training wasn't all based on that. It was just something that somebody asked her and she's like, this is what I did.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find that. But that's super good. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is, obviously we didn't get to do a live power hour, but that's okay, because I think that these questions are good. And to kind of share with you how I'm doing things, I think it's good for you guys to ask these questions. So I'm going to do a challenge to you guys and for the rest of the week, because I think that we can definitely do this. So, and I know that I'm going to do, I got to think how many invites I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do like 30 invites a day. So I'm going to start where she did. But I think for you guys to do 10 invites a day solidly every day, I think that would be the best place to start. Because if you're looking to just to hit SE6, 10 invites a day is a great place to start. And if you do that 5 to 6 days a week, you're solid, right? And it really should be to check off the boxes every day in your success tracker. But I would say let's start there and then find 100 people, follow 100 people every day. It does not take long. You just have to find your right inspo accounts. Oh. Okay. I lost everybody. So that will be what we do. Okay.